Good morning, Ken. How are you doing? I was finishing up sending a email to or sending a post to LinkedIn. So I'm just a minute behind. No big deal. No big deal. Good morning, everybody, and thank you for joining. I want to mess with a hat, but I don't really have one, so I got shine on my head. I need to remember to turn off the overhead light because there's plenty of light. Enough about my shiny head. Um, some news notes. Happy Easter! I hope everybody had a great Easter Monday or Easter Sunday, and for those of you in Canada, happy Easter Monday. Uh, Star Stock got another $8 million investment a couple days ago, meaning they have a $10 million total investment. And what's really interesting, or what I thought was really interesting in this, is that Andreessen Horowitz uh, is part of their Good Morning Mark is part of their investment group. Now, for those of you who don't know, Andreessen Horowitz is a big Silicon Valley tech investor. So most of their investments are in the new technology world. So the fact that they're now investing into the sports card market is a very interesting news and note. A very interesting, thought-provoking note. What up, Bo? It means that once again, outside people are starting to look into the industry, and I think I'm going to change my language from the hobby to the industry because it's now becoming something of a industry and not so much of a hobby, uh, or two or three sides of collecting, hobby, and industry. I'm messing with my slippers down here. Feet are getting hot. So there's going to be multiple aspects. Good morning, everybody. Good morning of the different hobby, and Andreessen Horowitz investment into kind of gives a different dynamic to, because they're known for technology. So it'll be very interesting to see how that goes. There is a new heritage auction which has 12 Jordan cards that are up for auction. What is really interesting for these, and I'll give you the breakdown real quick: one PSA 10, three PSA 9s, a PSA 8.5, an SGC 8.5, and two BGS 9s, as well as Jordan rookie stickers, two PSA 9s, and an 8.5, and then an unopened 86, 87 Fleer box. So, good morning, Diego. Good morning, collectors of the cardboard pictures. Good morning, Diego. So, what's really interesting is if you wanted to know about the Jordan market, or if you truly wanted to know about, we had this super purchase of the Jordans, and then we had a Jordan rookie sell for 700, if I remember right, 750,000 a couple of weeks ago. Now we can. I'm curious how all these Jordans finished. There was a steep decline in the last auction. Yes, so you're talking about over 1 million to 700. All of these. Good morning, Zach. All of these being added now to the forte of auctions. We knew that eventually this was going to happen. So does this run of, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So let's say a little under a dozen, give or take. What does that do to the Jordan marketplace? It will tell us how strong it is. It will tell us how strong the industry is, how strong the hobby is, with this many Jordans in one particular area. That also to say that the Brady rookie that everybody's been touting about, the autographed rookie, that sold for $2.2 million. And I'll come back to that note here in a little bit. Was very so all of that will give you a pretty good judge on what the Jordan market is. And then if you're kind of hiding under a rock, PSA stopped their acceptance of submissions. I'm going to choose my words carefully here instead of saying they close. No, they stopped their submissions to do some catch up on that great big huge closet, and then as a response, SGC tripled the rates. Will this end the hunger and the thirst for grading cards in the industry or in the hobby? Or will it just feverishly pitch it, and then when everybody opens back up, they see a rush of cards going back into grading? I don't know. I understand they got to do what they got to do to kind of help themselves. We have shot ourselves in the foot with our obsession over graded cards, but when you can take a card that's 10 to 15 bucks and turn it into 200, 300, $2.2 million investment. Is that Jordan card real? Actually, the Jordan card isn't really that scarce. It's just the fact that it's a 9 or 10 because the quality control back then wasn't that great. So it's really, really hard to pull a Jordan 8, 9, a Jordan 9 or 10. It's just really tough. And now with everybody realizing that he's, and I'll use Rich Klein's words, the Babe Ruth of our generation, that popularity growing, and then everybody wanting those cards. Now, I'm of the mindset that his second and third card, you're about to see a run on those because these first year Jordan rookie cards are going to become out of the stratosphere. See, my father-in-law has an 8. See, an 8, I'm impressed with an 8 just because it's that tough to get. An 8, a 9, a 10 are very tough to get. It's a very soft card. The corners are very, very easily dinged. It's very easily scratchable. So when we were kids, we didn't know to put it in a penny sleeve and in a penny sleeve and then into a page. We just put them into pages. Well, when you put them into pages, there's a more likely chance of course, and I'm not telling you anything you didn't know. For those of you who are new, didn't know the 90s, late 80s, when you do that, you scratch a card more easily. Thumbnail, anything can ding those cards, which will devalue the card in some people's eyes. Some people really don't care if you get a Jordan card and it's got a couple of dings or even a fold, because what did you put those in our bike spokes. We put them, we played with our cards. We threw them in boxes. We put them in rubber bands. So my first Jordan rookie card, I don't care what the shape is. I don't care what the deal is. One of my goals when I got back into the hobby, when I really was collecting, I wanted a Jordan rookie card. That's my grail, is a Jordan rookie card. I got my Ryan Sandberg card. I got it for free. So that was really cool for me. My goal now is to get for free a Jordan card. That's my next. Jordan, Gretzky. I got the Rhino, so maybe a mantle. And the mantle that I don't care what the condition the mantle rookie is. I just want a mantle rookie card. So for me, as a pure, in my hobby heart, I don't care. But the hobby seems to be obsessed with 7, 8, 9, 10 graded cards. So the fact that we played with our cards back then hurts the value now, and that's why everyone is obsessed with the PSA 10s, 9s, and 8s of the Jordan cards, rookie cards. So then you go back to, let's take a look at the second year card, the third year card. Let's take a look at his baseball card. I'd rather have a beater vintage cards character. Yeah, I agree, Bo. I agree on that. On certain cards, I would rather have just a regular card more than I would any other card. Let's look at Jordan baseball cards. Okay, well that's what 91, 92. Those I can understand wanting a little better condition because and them being a little tough because we didn't we collected Jordan while he was playing baseball, and then when we went back to basketball, all those cards went back into the shoe boxes, so it's a little tougher to get a tough grade. I've got two. I got a message over the weekend about two Jordan MVP art cards that I've got. Someone specifically asked me, "Are both of these in great condition, or is one in poor condition?" I made the mistake of not putting all four pictures out there, front, back, corners on both cards. So I understand what they're trying to do. They want to get a great card. They want to get a great, but we do those cards aside. Some of my vintage Ted Williams cards are rough. I got them as a kid. I agree. I agree 100%, Mark. On certain cards, who cares? Who cares? As long as they're authentic cards, as long as they're vintage cards, I don't care. I really don't. So that's my rant on graded cards. Some of them I do understand. Some of them I don't care. I really don't care. And the fact that SGC rates tripled, PSA closed its submission. Yeah, will this curb the appetite for graded cards, or will the appetite for what's already out be more? And then what happens when PSA's 10 million card backlog of graded cards starts coming back or starts being returned? What does that do to those? If you think about pure economics, supply and demand, when the supply goes up, will that decrease the demand? I don't know. I don't know how it's going to end up, but it'll be interesting to report on and to watch during all this time. So it'll be interesting. The sports spectacular in Chicago was canceled. Chantilly was canceled. I've been talking with my hobby hotline hosts. This doesn't bode well for the National. And if it doesn't bode well for the National, what does it do for Dallas in July? Because Texas isn't shutting down. Our COVID numbers they jumped a little bit, but then now they're coming back down and people are getting vaccinated more and more and more. I myself tomorrow go get my second shot. So I think July for Texas is going to be an explosion. It will be very interesting to see what the Dallas show in July looks like. And what will also be very interesting is the show in May that we've got coming up, because in May we've got all the hobby hotline hosts and guest hosts are going to be not all of them. Most of them are going to be in Dallas, and we're going to do a live hobby hotline show in Dallas with all of us there. I'm not 100% sure how that's going to work. We don't know 100% yet, but we know we're going to do a live show in Dallas for Hobby Hotline. Kyle has said that he was going to come back on. Kyle's the promoter of the show, the organizer of the show. So it's going to be a lot of fun in May. July is going to be nuts for Dallas. I may actually just get a hotel room and stay at the hotel in July because it's going to be nuts and I don't want to go back and forth. So that's going to be interesting to see how that pans out in the next couple of weeks. Easter Sunday, I spent Easter Sunday in service with servicing the Lord. I did ushering all morning long, had a blast, spent all morning in service. What was very interesting was when people ask me what I do for a living, I don't say I'm in the industry. I say I'm an entrepreneur. Oh, really? What do you do? And then I say I buy, sell, and trade sports cards. The light bulb that goes off on most guys' faces is really cool. What was the most interesting, and you always get, oh man, I collected sports card, baseball cards when I was a kid. I have all these old baseball cards. The next statement is, are baseball cards really making a comeback? And what they really mean is our sports card coming back? Is it worth me getting back in the hobby? And my point is straight to the multi-million-dollar cards that are being sold. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because now I'm constantly getting people asking me at church every single Sunday, what do I think of this? Or what do I think of this? What do I think of the Brady's? So I say that to say it's really, really cool that people that the hobby is stretching further and further out into normal everyday life, at least for me. And then, like you, Bo, um, sorry, I got a serious nosebleed this weekend or yesterday. It was like an hour long, so my nose is a little sensitive. Um, anyway, we were talking about the Brady 2.25. I believe that'll be the first $10 million card. That's my, or if not, it'll definitely be the first 5 million NFL card, football card. I think it could be the next $10 million card, just because it's Brady. And when he retires, we will see a astronomical bump in all of his rookie cards, his second year cards. So get ready for that. 2021 archives information has been released. And I'm not a big archives collector. I'm not a big archives fan. But again, information on that card, it's going to celebrate various cards and styles going back into history. So four main styles. So that'll be interesting to see that come across and how that's going to be. And again, I was in service Sunday. I took from Saturday afternoon until this morning off from the cards. And what I was thinking about after doing during my second cup of coffee was Bo talking about needing a break. And every Monday morning I come on here talking about me being behind. Well, what's interesting is I do cards all week long, and that's my job. So by the time Saturday afternoon or Saturday evening rolls around, I just want a break. So while most of the hobby is gearing up, I've got to kind of tone down. So I've got to figure out a balance. I got to figure out a balance of how to take a break and then stay active during the weekend when most of the hobby is active. So but every Monday I come on and I'm a little behind on watching, like George and watching Dan and watching Bo. I was just watching Bo this morning. So I'm a little behind, and it takes a while for me to get caught up. And then once I get caught up, then it's easier to talk about some topics. But like Bo, I shut down Saturday night and spent all day Sunday doing Easter activities and celebrating our Lord's resurrection. So sales were fantastic. I'm telling you, we're in what? Today's the 5th. I've already done, sales have been just incredible. Just incredible. I've done a quarter already of what I did last month. So sales have been popping off. So thank you for your support. The eBay traffic is just absolutely insane. So from a sales perspective, I'm having a great month already. It's springtime here, Bo. I looked at the weather, so we're going to have 70s and 80s, high 70s, low 80s, as well as some rain. But I like you, Bo. I've been thinking about, and Kim and I have been talking about getting bikes and riding bikes, because we can ride to our local winery. It's probably about 2 to 3. It's maybe 2 miles away tops. So a 2-mile bike ride to the local winery for a glass of wine, and then 2 miles back. That might be a lot of fun. So we were talking about doing bikes as well. Bike talk by Bo. Let's see. the and I was hoping that David would jump on, but I guess he's got Monday morning. David's got meetings, so that's why he'll watch this later. But I looked at the hot cold report for Beckett over the weekend. I think it came out on Friday, and the number one hot card for um, for uh, for the Beckett hot report was a 2021 Silver Mojo Ke'Bryan Hayes, which was pretty cool to see. It was pretty cool to see. Top Heritage is hot. Of course, Anthony Edwards is hot. Bobby Dahlback is just smoking hot right now. Kyrie, and then Bear is going to be hot until the NFL draft. I'm already starting to watch NFL draft news. I watched the mock draft last night. Was not happy with who they said that the Cowboys would take, but it made an interesting fit. Was an offensive tackle. Hayes got hurt yesterday on the. Oh man! See, I told you I was behind. Dang it! Dang it! Dang it! Dang it! Dang it! Thanks, Bo. Well, I sent David a Ke'Bryan Hayes card, a Donruss Ke'Bryan Hayes card, or K Bryan, however you want to say it, Friday. So he's gonna get one of those. But that's just awful. I didn't know that. Part of me shutting down and not doing anything for Easter. I did not want to do any industry, any sales, or any business whatsoever on Easter Sunday. But I was watching the mock draft report, or the mock draft deal that NFL.com's producing. I haven't found it yet, but I want to watch MLB tonight. They do a great job of breaking down Major League Baseball daily. So, and I may end up being like 24 hours, 48 hours behind on that. But I got to get that up and running so that I can start watching that. Seeing as how nobody wanted to do fantasy baseball, that was the other way, Bo. I agree. Fantasy baseball is a fantastic way. Fantasy football is a fantastic way as well to stay active in who's hot, who's injured, who's got great WAR as a pitcher. You can get a great line on Cy Young and who's in the Cy Young running by fantasy baseball. Pitchers are a little tough to follow because there's so many, and especially relief pitchers. It's tough to see who are great relief pitchers or who are up and coming relief pitchers, or who are relief pitchers moving into a starting role, and or those that are being called up and sent down, as well as following the minority reports that are through that are podcasts. Fantasy baseball is a fantastic way to learn about getting deeper into and learning more about the hot stars and prospects. So again, if anybody has a position I'm still interested in, I'll jump in. That's what I've got. I'm also, one small news note, I am already starting to look for or football product for next year. So I looked at Onyx last night, or Saturday afternoon before I shut down. I've got other sets that I need to look at. It's going to be an extremely busy day. Lots of fun orders to fill. I still have all those Donruss cards I still haven't put online. So I've got to put those online. I got a new scale that I just bought that Saturday afternoon. Just all sorts of stuff, putting cards online, getting ready for, it's going to be a very busy week. Got a doctor's appointment today, got a COVID shot tomorrow, all sorts of fun stuff going on. So that's news and notes. That's what's going on with the Texas Card Dude. I really appreciate everybody's support, everybody's love. I'm not kidding. If you need any prayers, let me know. I will be happy to pray for you. Prayers do work. Jesus Christ is our Lord. He is with us daily, walking with us daily, and helping us with our prayer requests. So if you have any, please, let me know. I'll be more than happy to pray you up. I do it all the time. I do get prayer requests. I do ask. I do say prayers. So Support your local LCSs, man. They need it. They need it. They really, really need it. They really need it. And from what I'm reading, there are going to be more and more and more LCSs popping up. So support your local LCS. Go dig in those monster boxes because there's a bunch of finds in those monster boxes. I really appreciate your support and your love. Any messages that you send out, what you'd like me to do some research on. Hopefully within this week, I'll have a really, really good topic to talk about. I keep saying that, but it keeps getting pushed back and back and back. So let me know if there's any topics you want me to research or talk about. Once again, support your local LCSs. Thank you very much for your support. Y'all have a fantastic day and a fantastic week, and I appreciate all your support. Thanks, guys.